Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be an unboxing and review of the Hot Toys Deluxe Edition Hulkbuster. This collectible is from the movie Avengers: Age of Ultron, and I've been wanting this thing for so long, like I would say 5+ years. It was very pricey, but what I did was I started downsizing my collection and I sold a ton of stuff, and it's basically funding this guy right here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check it out. So here is the box. This thing is massive. This is a big box. I was actually planning on doing a top-down view of this unboxing, but it was just so big that I can't even do that. I'm going to try to put the camera at the best possible angle that I can, but it's just so massive, it's probably going to be a little bit hard to do so. So if the angle isn't the prettiest for the unboxing, please forgive me. Let's open it up. Alright guys, this box is huge. We got the Avengers Age of Ultron logo on there and some box art of the Hulkbuster itself. It looks super badass, super cool. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So let's take the slip cover off first. So in the first box here, we get a Hulkbuster arm, and just look at the detail on this thing, guys. This is a premium collectible, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and take it out of the bag. Just look at that, the paint application, you can see the little weathering all around it. You can articulate the fingers and everything. This is like a next level collectible. So that's the first thing we get in the little box here. We get an arm, and this arm specifically is the jackhammer arm, which in the movie Tony uses to repeatedly punch Hulk in the face. And it's really cool that you can swap the jackhammer arm onto your Hulkbuster. So really cool that we get this display piece with the actual Hulkbuster itself. Then we get the little batteries that go inside to power it up. And there's a little display base that we can put this on too. I'll show you what it looks like on the display stand and everything once we've unboxed the whole thing. Next up is the locking arm, which Iron Man uses to lock the Hulk's arm inside. Really awesome scene in the movie, and I'm really happy that with the deluxe edition you do get this as well. If you get the standard version of the Hulkbuster, it doesn't come with this, unfortunately. But just look at the detail on this thing, it looks absolutely incredible. And if you are someone that owns a Hulk figure, you could make some really cool poses with his arm inside of this. Alright, now for the big boy, the Hulkbuster itself. This guy stands 21 inches tall, and you can definitely tell that it is big because this box is massive. So this is pretty cool. They actually put the names of the people responsible for creating this awesome collectible. So props to these guys, because I can already tell this is going to be one of my favorite pieces that I own. So let's take this out. And boom, we got an Iron Man, we got our instruction manual as well, and we get these pieces which go on the forearm of the Hulkbuster. And you unfortunately don't get a 1/6 scale Iron Man, you only get the top half of one, which is fine. Like, you can articulate the head and everything. The arc reactor and the eyes are going to be able to light up with the batteries. You can see the Iron Man figure has a bit of battle damage, just like the Hulkbuster. You can't move the arms or anything, just the head, and there's the back of the figure. And then you get some other pieces that are going to attach to the Hulkbuster. And if I had to guess, I would assume these ones go inside of the Hulkbuster and then attaches to the Iron Man to have him sitting in there. But let's keep going because I really want to see what this Hulkbuster looks like. So I think I just lift this up like so, and holy smokes. Oh my god. That is a big boy. This is so damn cool. Oh my god. Woo! Holy! Alright, so it looks like we get a battle damaged version of the chest plates there. Personally, I want to display mine like this. I don't want it too beat up, but if you're someone that does want to display it with a lot more battle damage, you definitely can with all of these accessory pieces. We get a ton of batteries because this thing lights up in a whole bunch of different areas. I think I've got to sit down to take this guy out of the box because it is just so big and awkward to hold in a review like this. So let's go ahead and grab a seat. Alright, here we go. This guy weighs quite a bit. I think the box in total said it weighed about 30 pounds, so this guy I would assume weighs probably around like 28, 29. It is definitely heavy. Let's take all these little bags off of it and see it in all of its glory. Alright, so here he is, the Hulkbuster from Avengers Age of Ultron. This is just such a cool piece, and you can pose it and everything because it is a figure, it's not a statue. You can open and close the head, and the articulation is actually pretty good for something this size. You can see the arm goes up to right about there, which I would say is pretty decent, and then obviously just right back down. And the arm itself does rotate in a 360, as well as the hands. You can rotate them fully, so just like that. And you can also move the wrist, so you can put it inwards and outwards, so you could make some pretty cool poses with him shooting the repulsors. And unfortunately you can't really move the legs too much. You can only move it about 30 degrees, so you can see in the instruction manual right here it says only 30 degrees, so you really can't move it too much. But I think almost everyone that is going to be displaying this wants him standing upright, so I would assume most people wouldn't really want to do anything with the legs anyways. It's not a ton of movement that you'll get in the legs, but at least it does move just a little. But I gotta say, the detail on this thing is just insane. All of the little details, the paint application, everything about this is just awesome. The fingers articulate just like the other arm that we unboxed earlier, and it's just so cool how movable this thing is. Like a statue, you wouldn't be able to do any of this kind of stuff. And let's test out the height quickly before I go ahead and put all the batteries inside. So this guy is right around 21.5 inches tall, which is a big collectible. You definitely need some good shelf space for this guy, and this is definitely going to be a focal point for a lot of people's collections. Like, it will stand out a lot, and it is definitely going to be the centerpiece for my Iron Man collection. Right now I'm going to put the batteries inside so that we can see this thing light up. Alright guys, so it's been about 1 hour. That's how long it took me to put all of the batteries inside of the Hulkbuster. There is a ton of lights on this thing. There's over 15 that are all powered by these little tiny batteries, and it was just a pain to put them all inside of the figure. Like, you had to disassemble the Hulkbuster in a whole bunch of different parts, put the little tiny batteries in, and since they're so small they would fall on the ground and I had to go look for them, pick them up, put them back in. And there's a lot of moving pieces on this thing. Like, it's really just like a puzzle, but I'm glad everything is done now, and I think it looks amazing. You can just see how big this thing is. Like I said, it stands about 21.5 inches tall, super realistic. The lights are really bright, and I am just so happy to add this to my Marvel collection. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at the figure, and we can see all of the little pieces that move around, and we can take a look at the Iron Man that's actually inside of the Hulkbuster right now. Alright, so we'll start at the bottom here, so you can see all of the crazy detail on the feet here. The weathering and battle damage look to the entire Hulkbuster looks really good. Whoever was the painter for this figure did a really great job. The hot rod red, the gold, the silver, everything just looks really cool. Then we can see the lights around the kneecaps here. It's actually pretty bright, which I obviously like because I want to display this thing with the lights on, of course, because it really adds to the entire look. Some parts of it move around, like you can move these a little bit on both sides and everything. Then we get some more lights on the inside of the lower leg. Then moving up on the figure, you can see a little bit more weathering. You can see the knee joints right here because you can articulate it just a little bit. Some more battle damage here, and the leg gets a little bit thicker near the top with this gold plate. Then moving up to the torso, we've got more weathering. We've got a bunch of different pieces here. We've got the big red chest plate. The one that I have displayed right now is the one that doesn't have the dent in it. And here's what it looks like with the battle damage chest plate, which I think actually looks pretty cool. Maybe if you have a Hulk figure, you could display it with the Hulk as if the Hulk is the one who put that dent in the armor. But anyways, this is the way that I'm displaying mine. Now I'll kind of show you guys all those pieces that I was talking about that kind of move around and everything. So basically, if you want to open this thing up, this part's magnetic. It clips right onto the chest plate. So if you go like that, then you can move the chest plate down. It's pretty simple. Everything's really magnetic on the top part here. Lift it up again, magnet loosens, push the chest plate down. Now you can see the arc reactor, which really good detail on there actually, and all of the pieces surrounding the Iron Man that's inside. And to see the Iron Man, you just pull these two magnetic pieces on the top, so 1 and 2. Now these pieces can move back a little bit further. Then you just move this part that's behind his head up, put the Hulkbuster head up, and there you go. You've got Iron Man sitting inside of the Hulkbuster. If you want to get a better look at him, this piece moves over as well as this one. He's all armored up in there, but you can actually take this part out, so it's all magnetic. So boom, this part comes right out. Now you can just see Iron Man without all of the armor protecting him in there. And then if you want to add this armor back in, it's all magnetic, so you just toss it in and there you go. And you can add a little bit more armor in there as well. You can actually have this part kind of go like right there, but I just found it to be a little bit too much and it was a little bit too crowded in there, so I don't want to display with this, and it doesn't affect anything. But if you do want to have this added armor piece, you can put it. It's like a neck guard. But anyways, to close it back up, we just push everything back towards the center, so just like that. Then chest plates up, bring the magnet down, locks right into place. Same thing on that side. Get those magnetic pieces, put them back on, and that is it. That looks so badass. I love the design of this Hulkbuster Deluxe. Anyways, let's move on to the arms here. So the fingers you can fully articulate. There's 3 points of articulation here, 2 on this finger, 2 on this one, and 2 on the thumb. And then you can see the repulsor on the hand. It's really bright and it looks really, really detailed. Then here's the arm. You can see all of the silver metal in between the joints here. The shoulder plates move slightly as well, up and down, and the arm does rotate in a 360 in case you guys were wondering. So that's pretty much it for the front of the figure. So let's go ahead and check out the back now. So it's actually pretty hard to move because, like I said, you're looking at over 20 pounds for this Hulkbuster. But anyways, here's the back. So we've got 4 different LED lights here, and the batteries across the entire figure are actually really well hidden. This one I would say is one of the best though. So there's this little latch right here, if I can get it. There we go. And then the batteries just go inside of this little compartment. This is magnetic. There's the on and off switch. Then you just hold it and boom, super flush. You can barely even tell that this thing opens besides that tiny little lip. But the 4 lights on the back are really bright. They look really good. Then we've got some smaller lights on the side. On both sides actually. So there's the top, and we'll make our way down here. So there's the lights we just checked out. Then we've just got the Ferrari red armor just going all around the back here, and then we've got some really cool detail on the silver parts around his knee joint. And these are really the only screws that you can see on the entire figure, right on the back of the knee here. And it's honestly pretty subtle just because this is a mech. It makes sense that we would see some kind of like bolts and screws, so I'm not even really upset by that by any means. Plus, I'm not going to display it like this. It's always going to be front facing, so not a big deal, but that is one thing that I figured I should mention. Then we've got the calves here with 2 giant lights, and on the feet we've got some articulation here as well. It's not a whole lot, but you can pose it in a few different ways, like maybe even tilted forward in like an attack pose, so you can play around with them a little bit, but I'm just going to put mine nice and flat. So that's the feet of the Hulkbuster. I gotta say, I'm just in love with this thing. It looks so detailed. It's so cool. Let me just spin it around so we can take another look at the front of it. Like, just look at that. This is such a cool piece. And here's that Hulkbuster piece that we were looking at earlier. Now it's on the display stand, and you can just see how small this thing is compared to the Hulkbuster itself. That thing is super tiny. It's not even tall enough to reach the Hulkbuster's kneecap, but it is a nice little addition piece to display with the Hulkbuster. Then, since this is the deluxe edition, you actually get the Hulkbuster accessories that you can buy separately on Sideshow's website, included with this package here. So we get this other arm, and you can pull it apart just like so. It just kind of extends, and I've just put mine in a fist. You can articulate these fingers as well. There's only 3 of them, but you can move them around. I'm personally not going to display it with this one because I don't own a Hulk, and I feel like that's the only way you can really utilize this to the fullest potential. I'll toss some images up so you guys can see exactly what it will look like. And here's the other piece that you get with the deluxe edition. This is the part of the Hulkbuster that locks onto the Hulk's arm in the movie, preventing him from punching the Hulkbuster, of course. So if you do have a Hulk figure, you can put the arm right in here, which I think would actually look look really cool. If you have the Hulk's fist locked into here, you can make a really cool action pose, and I feel like there's some really awesome ways that you can display this Hulkbuster with the Hulk. So maybe if I ever do get a Hulk down the line, I will do those poses, but as of right now, this is how I'm going to be displaying my Hulkbuster. So guys, that's it for my unboxing and review of the 1/6 scale Hulkbuster Deluxe. This thing is awesome. If you're a huge fan of Iron Man like myself, you definitely need to get it for your collection. There's so many different ways that you can display this thing, especially if you have a Hulk figure, and it is just so damn big. Like, this thing is definitely going to be a showstopper. Like, when people come in and see your collection, their eyes are instantly going to be drawn to this piece. I know it's really pricey, but I do think that it's worth it. The quality is just unmatched with this figure, and Hot Toys did a really good job. But yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment down below of what you guys thought about the Hulkbuster. I'm not planning on making a ton of collectible videos like this one on this channel. I normally post this kind of stuff on my Austin Fans channel, but this thing was just so big and there's so much tech that's integrated into this collectible that I thought I just had to post it on the tech channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you do want to see more like nerdy collectible related videos, make sure you check out the Austin Fans channel. But other than that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and edit this video. It's probably gonna take a good amount of time. It took almost an hour alone just to put the batteries in this figure, let alone assembling it, recording and editing, all that stuff. It's gonna take a long time to make this video, so I really hope you enjoy it. But anyways, guys, that's the end. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video.